It appears we are live. Boy, I tell you, man, this technology ain't no joke, but it looks like we're live because we're on air. So, hello. Welcome to the Madjef Music Show. I'm your host, Madjef Music, and man, I'm telling you, man, this technology, it just blows my mind. Chris, I see you online. I love you, brother. Holla at me, tell me if everything is working according to plan. This is me, I'm Jeff Taylor, and I'm your host. And I'm so glad you could make it here today because I got an exciting show for you today. I brought in an old friend of mine. His name is Anthony McNass Loftman. He's a Minneapolis hip-hop producer, beat maker. We go way back, and he's an awesome dude. Let me set this story up. But before I do that, let me jet over here real quick because I got my nephews in town from Buffalo because they had them Super Bowl tickets, bruh. They was like, look, the Bills are going to the Super Bowl. They gonna be there, so we gonna be there with tickets, and the Bills didn't go to the Super Bowl, obviously. They're not in the Super Bowl, but my nephews is at the Super Bowl, and they got me a ticket. So we going to the Super Bowl. Buffalo is gonna be at the Super Bowl in some degree or another, and that includes me and my nephews. So I'm excited about that. Anyway, again, welcome to the Madjef Music Show. Dig this. So this cat right here, McNass, let me set this up. I met these guys back in the 90s when I was mostly working in R&B. They were a hip-hop outfit in Minneapolis, and this is how I met these guys. I was out at a club one night. Somebody walked up to me and tapped me on the shoulder and said, hey, man, Clientele Entertainment wants to holler at you over in the VIP section. So I said, all right, cool. So then I went back to talking to my people and everything and kicking it. A few minutes later, a guy tapped me on the shoulder again. He said, man, I've only been instructed to ask you this one time. I didn't really know where to go with that. So I said, all right, well, let's go talk to your people. So we go up there, and I meet these dudes. And look, you know, there was Henny. Henny was a linebacker. He's like 6 feet. He's this wide, right? Then you got Kong, rest in peace. My brother was 6 feet, 8 inches tall with like 320. And then Mcnass, my guess, is about 6'7". These were the big dudes, but then they had muscle for the big dudes. There was a cat named Bear who was just a great guy. He was like 6'11" and 400 pounds. I mean, they had muscle on top of muscle for the muscle. Anyway, it was a good meeting, and it went well. Next thing you know, I was at the crib meeting with these guys again. They're all in my house, and we have a big clientele meeting. Everybody's there, and there's Clientele Entertainment and Igloo Knobs, and little Buddy McLean is what this is all about, the rapper. He's a dope MC out of Minneapolis. He's just a dope MC. So they got these groups, and they're gonna put this thing on. And this is right around the time Puffy is breaking, and all those other acts are breaking, and this is around 50 Cent is breaking. So this is around that time in the 90s when, you know, hip hop was about to, you know, blow out of Minneapolis of all places, and it was a struggle because nobody wanted to hear any hip hop coming out of Minneapolis in those days. But these guys had a plan, and with little Buddy, you know, they were able to put together quite the clique. Anyway, you know, this record that we did with little Buddy ended up being something that we are, you know, they were very proud of. I know I was very proud of mixing on this record and so forth. And it's just one of those projects where you get involved with some guys and it develops into a great relationship. So anyway, back to my story. So I'm in my basement meeting with these guys in my laid out basement, you know, we kicking it and whatever. And there's a guy in the corner with a paper bag under his arm, you know, and he's just standing in the corner, and we work out all the details, and we break a little bread, have a little wine. Next thing you know, the guy comes over with the bag, and he just starts taking out stacks and putting them on the table, you know. So I guess we had a deal. Next thing you know, I was mixing records for Clientele Entertainment. Anyway, enough about me because my guest is actually here right now. He's on the line. He just dialed in. So I'm going to go ahead and holler at my man right now. Without further ado, the producer is responsible for a lot of those tracks on Buddy McLean, Igloo Knobs. He flows, he's an MC, he writes, he produces, he's got some stuff with Miles Davis that just charted on Jazz. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony McNass Loffman. Yeah, what up?
What's up?
Oh my goodness. Man, it's so good to see you, bro. Man, how are you?
Good to see you well, bro. I'm blessed, man. Blessed.
Man, look. When we were starting chopping it up this morning, here's the thing that struck me. It's been those years, that 20-something, 22 years went by in a blink of an eye, man.
Yeah. Fast, right?
Yeah, just blew by, man. So, you know, I wanted to I don't want to get you on the line for telling this story. I'm going to go ahead and tell it because I know your allegiances are a little deeper to the clique than mine were. But, you know, I know that we dropped that record on Buddy. And right around that time, little Buddy McLean went out to New York and blew up. I know you guys I remember the controversy was you guys weren't allowed to shut down First Avenue in order to shoot the video. People wouldn't let y'all do it.
Right.
They was like, y'all on some Purple Rain shit, but y'all ain't white enough.
Hey, they would not. The whole thing, Buddy had talked to Prince to convince him to get us to basically get him to come on a motorcycle to open up the First Avenue for us.
That's crazy.
That's the video premises was.
Right. So, and that didn't fly. So they basically said, no, y'all gonna have to go somewhere else and do that.
Yeah. So thank goodness Puffy was able to get us a spot and actually on Wall Street to do the video.
That's right. I remember it being in a vault bank or whatever that, and on Wall Street. Let me see if I got a clip of that. Hold on.
That was a triad. That was a triad club.
That's crazy.
That Puffy got them to let us have for that day.
Right. That's
how we shot. That's how we shot the video.
That's nuts. Check this out, though.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This shit ring a bell. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the bank vault. There's little buddy McLean doing his thing. Look at the thugs in the background, though. Hold up. What up, though? That's rest in peace, Kong. That's my boy Mcnass. So this is the level that we was doing things on, man, back then in them days. This is the level we was on, bro. We was trying to just put a face on hip hop. You guys was producing all the stuff. Clientele was bankrolling the whole thing. I was mixing the stuff at flight time, and there were several acts that were set up to do that. But then something happened, bro. Something happened. All of a sudden, Buddy got caught up in something. He ended up getting knocked off and having to spend some, do some time in the did a bid. He did a bid for a minute in the federal joint, and that kind of slowed everything, knocked everything down, and people just was like, it was on to the next thing, and them years went by quick, man. But look, the party was on though, and that whoop whoop was the smash, that we never got a chance really to live.
You want to hear something funny?
What's that?
On the remix of Fiesta with Jay-Z,
right,
was on, right? He quoted Woo Woo in that remix.
That's funny.
The game recognized game. Woo Woo.
That's true. Very true. And that was before he dropped that joint too, wasn't it?
Yes. After Woo Woo dropped and whatnot, then the remix Fiesta came out months later.
You know what I do remember is there was definitely a lot of eyes on what was happening. I know that there were a lot of people watching and so forth. It was just difficult in Minneapolis for a lot of reasons, man. And that was that we was on some R&B stuff. I know I was, completely. We was making R&B records every day, and nobody really wanted to hear anything about no hip hop or rap or whatever in Minneapolis during that time. It was a difficult and uphill battle, man. It really was,
Uphill battle. We had to go to New York and camp out in New York.
Right. Now, so little Buddy but he's good now, and he's out, and he's making music again. And if I'm not mistaken, he's your cousin, right? Isn't little Buddy your cousin?
Yep, that's my first cousin.
That's your cousin. Y'all was a tight clique, man. And and whenever I went out, once I hooked up with y'all, whenever I went anywhere and I saw y'all, it was good. It was like, look, man, we good. I would just either be with some young lady or whatever, but I'll be like, look, this is good. We safe. We safe here. This is
real safe.
There's even cops up in here. Like, look around. See them walls, them pillars of men? Them is my peoples. We is good.
Right.
So much fun, man. So much fun. But this brother right here, Kong, man, we talked about him. I know he was your dear brother, man. And like I said, he was a part of the knob. He was the other knob. And 6'8", like 320 pounds, just pure muscle, man. Just out of Chicago, right? You cats was from Chicago, right? And Detroit and Chicago, clientele, Detroit. What a mixture, man!
Yeah.
Like straight.
It was a mixture.
I loved every minute of it, though, man. It was real. It was real on another level, man. But Kong, he passed away, man, a few years ago, Mac. And I remember getting a call from you at one point, and you mentioned that to me earlier, man. Well, tell me about that, bro. What happened that day?
Yeah. Well, that he had an aneurysm. And I had you and I had talked earlier that day, and so when I heard he was going to the hospital, I called you. So I know y'all had been hanging out. But look, man, he's not doing well. You know what I'm saying? But we were still prayerful. So when you got there, when you were on the first cat got there, you know, and as you know, his parents was there, his brothers was there, and cousins and stuff too. So and everybody was singing, you know, when he was passing, and they were like, man, how come he isn't passing? But every time they would sing a song, his heart monitor would go up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that was a very surreal day. I remember being there with him because like I was telling you earlier, I used to go by the Lindell place, and at the Lindell loft he had Lindell on Lake Street. He had this big loft, and he had a gigantic jungle bed, like treehouse bed thing in it, like it was huge. And he used to tell me, man, look, the ladies loved this bed. They love it. I just start climbing on it or whatever, bro. He said, like, look, man, I be having an audience 2 or 3 at a time, you know. And it was just the funniest thing. So when I got that call, man, and I went there, and I remember seeing him on that bed, bro, and just thinking, you know, no, he's gonna be all right. He'll be all right because he's a big dude, man. He's gonna be fine. And you know, you lose a good soldier like that every now and then, you know. But rest in peace, Brother Kong. But that, you know. Rest in peace, and he's a good brother, man. And he's in a better place. Such a good heart, man. And that's the one thing that I need to point out about these clientele cats, man, is that, you know, the Igloo Knobs and the biggest dudes, toughest dudes with the biggest hearts, man. So I ain't never seen them do anything foul to anybody or cause any harm to anybody. But them dudes, you ain't want to mess with them dudes, bro. If you was just out just looking for garbage, you didn't want to do that. And you could see that. You could look and see that if you were smart. Anyway, man, let's talk about some music. Let's talk about some music, man. First of all, let's talk about these camera angles, though, because, you know, Amazon will come to your house, bro, and they will bring you cameras. This is my overhead from my studio, how I'm running the show and whatnot over here. You know, I got to have that. This is my little side view or whatever. You know, what up, G? What up, G? What up? What up, audience? I see you. My brother on, yo.
You and your toys, man.
You know what? You got a fan. You got some people. Some of your people's popping up in the comments there. There's one right there. I think you might know this fella. I got another fella over here.
Okay, that's what's up.
Some people just yelling at us. But I got another view over here. I'm gonna show you my guitar because she pretty. Yeah, boy. You know how we do, man. Stay on the music thing. Stay on the music. Love the music, man. Got to have it. Got to have it. Got to have it. So let's talk. Speaking of music. You actually worked with. Hold your applause, people. Hold your applause. Unless you absolutely can't help yourself. Just hold your applause. I get it. I get it, though. I get it. So Matt, anyway, so you speaking of music, you did some other projects, you know, after the Buddy McLean stuff, you know, and all the hip hop stuff you was doing. You was working as a producer, trying to do this, trying to do that, and get hip hop moving forward. And eventually, you shifted gears, man. You started doing projects related to like hip hop and jazz related type things, and you did a project with Miles Davis, the Rubber Band of Life project that was like a #1 Billboard jazz album in your old age, man. Let's get this man some applause for that, bro. Because you didn't grow up now. You getting your grown and sexy on, boy. What's up?
Grow it up, brother. Now that right there, I gotta give a shout out to my brother Randy Hall. And you remember Randy Hall?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so Randy, Big Vince Wilburn Jr.
Yeah.
And Zane God, and my partner Art Haynes. You know, we all did that project together.
That's
and
funny.
It was cool, man. It was blessed because as far as hip hop is concerned, only Easy More B, which is my guy. You know, shout out to Easy More B, man. He did the record Bebop album there with Miles Davis.
Right.
We like the only hip hop producers that really work with Miles from correct.
You know, a lot of people don't know it, but you did a lot of like underground stuff, man. And I know clientele would foot the bill to do whatever anytime. They was like, "What you need to know? Let's go learn that." So I know you spent some time with Jay Dilla in Detroit, going through some crates and stuff like that too. Not many people can say that.
Hey, I was in a session with Jay Dilla, man, for like 4 hours, man, and I had never been so high in my life. I don't smoke. You know, I was drinking Hennessy and Alizé.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Dilla, man, just sit there and absorb how he approached the MPC 3000, man, and how he approached the sample was very unique.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was like absorb that. And I showed him tricks that I knew of whatnot, how to make stuff feel more human, because he was always unquantified.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And you're an NPC guy. You were always an NPC guy. I know that we traded some samples and talked about things, and we just always was over that gear. Like, what are you rocking? What you doing, and so forth. And it was NPCs. You still don't have a computer, I bet, do you?
No, I got a computer, man.
Okay.
I had to step up. You know, Mac though.
Mac, well, you gotta have a Mac though. What else is there? What else is
there?
Have a Mac. I'm looking at a PC over here for some other stuff. But hey, man, so the Miles Davis stuff, grown man stuff, bro, grown man stuff. You know, I mean, I'm proud of you, man. I know that track sounds amazing. If anybody has time, dig this up. I'm not gonna play the music because I don't want to have them shut down my stream, because that's what happens when you play copyright music that ain't yours. They will shut your stream right down, and we don't want to have that happen on the Madjef Music Show. We don't want to have that happen. But we're gonna get back to my guest though, Mac. So this Miles Davis stuff was on the charts for like 3 or so weeks, man. It did really well overseas and stuff like that. So finally, you know, you get a chance to get some due, man, on some of the hard work you've been putting in. So I'm happy for you on that level, man. I really am.
Man, appreciate the blessing, man. I still remember when you had your studio on Humboldt.
Yeah, Brooklyn Park, the building.
Nice to come through.
Yes, sir.
It was not,
we
man.
Went large, 2 levels.
We just vibe.
Yeah, man, that was the spot right there, and I had big plans for that place, and we did a few records in there. We did a bunch of stuff. We did that Cardell video and everything in there and whatnot.
Yep, Cardell video.
Remember Cardell? I'm gonna get Cardell.
Shout out Cardell.
Yeah, shout out Cardell. That's my dude. We're gonna get him on the show too. He's on the schedule. He's gonna come out and talk about his stuff. And we did a casting call where we probably had like 200 people, 200 women come through and, you know, do a casting call for Cardell. So, you know, these are the kind of things you forget, you know. So I'm a remind. And then he's got that really great video that we did too, which came out really good. So we're gonna holla at, we're gonna talk about that. Holla at your boy. Cardell's in the house, man. Yeah. But dig, so you're a father now too, right? I mean, you got kids. You got kids.
Yeah, I do. And it's funny because I'm a girl dad. Mm-hmm. And one of the examples of a girl dad was watching you with your daughter. You know what I'm saying? I learned being a girl dad from you, bro. Mm. Real talk.
Well, look,
my daughter's about to get 11.
I've been to more tap and ballet recitals than one man should ever have to attend in his life, unless he's a judge, to be honest. And I figured that was part of the duty. It's part of the duty. Got to do that ponytail every now and then, too. Every now and then. Hey, that ponytail.
Hey, my ponytail is spot on, bro.
That's what's cracking. Man, hold on. Let me take a little commercial break. It ain't really a commercial break, but it's going to feel like one. Because real quick, I'm going to pop over here and holler at the folks. Yo, man, look. This is the Madjef Music Show. On the show, what I'm trying to do really is spotlight talent that you may not even have a clue exists, but they're out here in the trenches making music and doing the kinds of things that, you know, they want to do to feel creative and be creative, be a part of that creative vibe. Having said all that, look, if you want to reach out to me, you can get me at some of these places here. I got a Facebook page. I got Instagram. I got the Twitter. I like that beat. Let's do that again. I got the, you know, you can get me right here. You can get me right here. Check it out. I got some sample CDs and other things that I put out in the market. You can cop all these through my Shopify store and stuff like that. If you want to get some samples that you can chop up and loop and use for your beats. I mean, it's like that. It really is that dope. I got some books on Amazon and Kindle and so forth that I've written, always trying to encourage and get you to understand a little bit more about the business that I've been in for over 30-something odd years, and trying to, at the same time, you know, brand out and do the things that we need to do to keep this thing moving forward. Boom! This is the Madjef Music Shows. How we do it. Check this out. Mcnass. Let me holler at you a second. Hold on 1 second. Mm-hmm. We're going to get that out of our shot. Goodbye. Hello. Matt. Right. So anyway, man, you know, we talked about the Igloo Knobs. We talked about, you know, Kong. We talked about little Buddy McLean. You know, let's talk a little bit about the Smash Sound Syndicate. What's going on with this, man? How's your productions coming these days in Minneapolis? What you working on?
Well, Smash Sound Syndicate, man, it's my partner, R. Haynes, and myself. And we've been doing a lot of mixtures of different sounds to create it, a vibe and stuff like that. You know what I mean? We don't sample, but we'll grab the essence of a record and make it feel nostalgic.
An artist, a guitar
You know what I'm saying?
player, right?
Yeah, Art plays the guitar. I play everything with a damn string on. A banjo, a ukulele,
That's how you do it.
bass. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crazy.
That's
So
dope.
we have fun. We have fun creating new stuff, and we just created a new genre. Actually, we finalized it this weekend called Newport House. It's a neo soul, house music, and disco.
No, damn. You
It's
got some
crazy.
chicken-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling.
Hey, we got it with the neo soul chord.
That's wild.
Over with, bro.
Well, that's exciting, man.
So,
Developing new styles and stuff. That's exciting stuff. And I've seen some of your stuff, some of your videos with Art. I know he gets in there and plays, and that's the Dr. Dre approach to producing. Getting in there with real instruments and real musicians and trying to capture the essence of something and turn it into something new. And that should be an inspiration to producers out there, especially those that only know samples and MPCs and so forth. So I can't imagine just knowing how to take samples and make a record as opposed to having, plugging in a guitar and having an actual bass player or something like that. And, you got to get that element in there. So that's something that I try to encourage people to do. So I'm glad you're doing that and keeping that alive, live instrumentation alive.
When I was out, my first production deal came from MacNass Productions, which is Kurt Johnson, Tony Mosley from New Power Generation. Shout out MPG, man. You know what I'm saying? MPG for life. You know what I'm saying? My brothers,
No question.
they gave us our first chance and whatnot.
I just had Morris on the show last week.
Hey, yeah, big bro Morris, man. Much love, man. That's a keyboard man. That's a bad keyboardist right there.
Yeah, Morris is a great guy. Also a great guy too, man. He knows what he's doing.
He's a good person, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Really good dude.
Yeah, definitely. So Prince's thing with hip hop was we sampled so much, and he really considered really music, to a degree, And so when I was able to create hip hop organically without samples or whatnot, that's when I really got noticed.
Right. Well, my brother, I'm so glad to have a chance to reconnect with you after all this time, man. It's such an interesting story, and it's really a movie. Speaking of a movie, remember we started filming a movie?
Oh yeah, I remember that. I remember we had the script.
We had the script. I wrote the script, finalized. We had rehearsals. We had table reads. Bro, we getting old because that was 20-some years ago and we almost forgot that. I just remember that. But I remember the whole process of creating that and wanting to be able to do that because it was the characters, Kong and Bear and Henny and you and all and Blue and Buddy McLean and all them cats. It was a movie. It really was a movie that happened in real time that I knew I needed to be able to I wish I could have captured that because it was the Minneapolis hip hop of Purple Rain hip hop of Minneapolis. That movie had it been made, had we done it right. But nonetheless, man, we've been through a lot and we are still here, man. We are still here, and that is what is important to me. Listen, man.
Still here, bro.
I run out of time because we're at the end of my show. This is all the time I'm allotted. But me and Mac have been in touch. We've been talking for a period of time. We haven't not talked ever since we made the first work together. So I expect that will continue into the future. So much into the future. I expect it. Mcnass, everybody. Listen, man. My next guest is coming on the show. And this guy was already on the show, but he's coming on the show again. He was my first episode. That episode tanked completely because of all the technical, stuff that had to happen that didn't happen. So Greg is coming back on Tuesday. We're going to do a real quick boom, 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 smash, do it again kind of hit on that just to get the update on Greg because his story is also a really unique one and a very cool one as well. So again, my guest is McNass, Anthony McNass. And he is on his way out the door, as are we. McNass, thank you so much, my brother, for joining us. And having said that, man, I'm just going to send us on home because it's about that time. Listen, your boy is here. Anytime you need me, just reach out and holler at me. Let me know.
Yeah.
What's good for you?
All right, bro.
It's good for me. All right, boss? Thanks for joining my live feed, man. I really appreciate you.
All right, bro.
We going home. Check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining the Madjef Music Show. Dig this. That was my guest, Mcnass. He's a great guy. Anthony Loftman. That's fire right there. Don't burn yourself on the way out because I don't got insurance. Scoot your back up against the wall. Slide out sideways like that. Yeah, don't burn yourself, man. Not around here. Tune in on Tuesday. I'll see you then. Peace.